Hello everybody. Okay, so we are in the middle of chapter 3 of Tanya, and last time we spoke about very interesting family, so to speak, parents and kids, about the inner powers of our soul. We spoke that the structure of our soul consists of 10 inner powers, which correspond to the 10 divine sefirot, the channels of transformation of divine energy through which Hashem created the world and sustains the world every moment of time, so to speak. So similarly, our soul includes 10 inner powers, which are divided into groups, similar to the structure of the divine sefirot, which includes the sechel, the powers of mind or intellect, chokhmah, bina, and das, and 7 emotional faculties, which are also called 7 days of creation, because each sphere of this group corresponds to the specific day of creation, or day of the weeks, because the days of the week, they correspond to the days of creation. That's why in Hebrew we still call it Yom Rishon, Yom Shini, the first day, the second day, and Chabad, right? Because they correspond to those days through which these stages through which Hashem created this world. And 2 weeks ago, I think we had a long lecture explaining the connection between Sefirot and the days of creation. What was created on that specific day, how it connected with the spiritual nature of this day. And when we're talking about the spiritual nature of this day, it's the same now. Every day of the week has its own spiritual nature, because for the first day of the week, the main channel through which the energy is being supplied to the universe is Chesed. That's why the first day of the week is the best for the new beginnings and so on. The second day corresponds to the channel of Gvura, strictness of fear or judgment. That's why Monday, in all the traditions, in every civilization, is a hard day, and so on. And Tuesday, by the way, is a very good day, because on the third day of the creation, Hashem said, "This is good" 2 times. That's why the third day of the week, the Tuesday, has double blessing, and so on. I'm not going to repeat the whole conversation. So, the 10 faculties of our soul includes 3 powers of mind, which are called mothers, because they give birth, so to speak, to the following ones, those which been expressed through emotions. So last week we spoke about the first 2, the main powers of mind, chokhmah and bina. The initial revelation, eureka, the first spark of not even understanding. Understanding is kind of picture, code, and explanations, analysis. This is not chokhmah. The little part, so to speak, of chokhmah, of what's revealed in this initial spark of the chokhmah, is being transferred to the next level, which is called bina. Bina, the very verb, the very root of this word has a meaning of, tell me,
knowledge,
building, live not. Bina. It's making binyan. It's the building, the structure of understanding. And you see, if chokhmah corresponds to the letter Yud of Hashem's name, bina corresponds to letter Hey. Yud is just a dot, initial spark. It's just first feeling that I grasped it. It's there. I got it. But what did you get? On that level, you cannot explain it not even to yourself, not to anyone else. But at that stage, there is the essence of this, or the concept, already grasped by the mind, or being revealed in the depth of the mind. Then some trace of this initial revelation is being given to Bina, which builds the picture of understanding, which is very far from the essence. But that's what we can deal with, at least. With essence, we cannot touch it. It's still too infinite. Remember last time we said that Chokhmah is kind of opening into infinity within our mind, on the top of our mind. But you cannot write down the infinity. You cannot draw the picture of infinity. You need to reduce it to something feasible, which you can deal with. So our mind has the apparatus of analysis, the tools of analysis, and which we employ to build the picture of understanding.
Like
of course,
it's like wisdom.
Usually we use the term wisdom to translate the word chokhmah, but it's very approximate. The translation doesn't explaining.
Wisdom is more dad, I think. Because wisdom is to know this, essentially, know it and to be able to apply it.
You're right, but we use the term chokhmah, which in English we translate as wisdom, but in truth of the matter, it's much more than. Actually, not even close to what we usually mean by wisdom. Tanya explains it dividing the word into two parts. Koch, ma, the power, the potential to ask the question, what is it? And to grasp what is it. On that level, you really grasp the essence of this subject, but it's not understanding yet.
So it's the
You understand it enough to ask questions, but you don't have the answers yet.
Not the answers which you can convey, even to yourself.
It's the kli that is capable of understanding.
It's like a spark of revelation, initial revelation, eureka. Like, imagine the situation. You're sitting and trying to solve the problem, or to understand something, some explanation. You're just scratching your head, and the period of not understanding, or the lack of understanding, suddenly stops with the explosion in your mind. Flash. This flash. Exactly. So this flash is chokhmah. That's the action of chokhmah. The initial revelation, but it's nothing to touch because it's too subtle to touch. You cannot touch something non-physical.
Right.
So some traces of this revelation being transferred to the workshop of Bina, which uses certain tools, to stretch this dot. You see it in the direction of all the dimensions possible, and to build the picture. That's what letter Hey represents.
So Bina limits Chokhmah in a certain sense.
Bina builds the picture of understanding on the expense of concealment.
It put the Chokhmah in a structure.
Of limitation, of course.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like Chokhmah being the waterfall, and then you put a cup, Bina, you're getting some, but you are limiting, but it's
But you can drink,
hold,
but it's something you can hold, that's right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
It's a good metaphor.
Straight off the dome.
Nice.
And there is a famous, expression, usually it's being quoted as a Chinese expression, that the thought which was expressed is false. Мысли изреченные есть ложь. But
Because it's already different from the thought in the head.
yes, because it's not exactly. Did you have situations when you're explaining something, especially if something really difficult, and you struggle in finding the words that your partner in conversation could understand and digest, and finally you find it, which is accepted by him, and he said, "Oh, now I understand." But you feel that this is not exactly
Well,
what I
I know.
want to say.
Yeah.
But
Right.
but there is no other way. Yes, you lose this essence.
Wow, that's deep.
That's part of language. Yeah, is that we try to simplify our thoughts
And there's no words that can express exactly what the thought is.
there's no word, or there's no sequence of words that can express the depth of what you're thinking, because what you're thinking beyond what you're saying, there are so many things that apply to that.
But even when you think in like pictures and words, and there's even a higher level above that isn't pictures, isn't words. Like an understanding.
You're talking about
Right, I'm saying
symbols, right?
Yeah.
Symbols, which is a code, either graphic, image, or text, but that's the code. But
Right.
all these symbols are boxes framing some substance. That's what Bina does.
Right. Imagine.
And what is boxing is limiting. But without boxing, without containers, you cannot carry. You cannot take. So that's the price. That's the price we pay.
I think let's say you have like here. Let's say you have a bunch of two.
Amen.
Okay, so more or less we understand how Chokhmah and Bina work. Okay, so let's continue with our. Okay. Veheim heim ovaim hamailides avas Hashem veiroseu pardei. So them, Chokhmah and Bina, are the very father and mother which give birth to love of God and awe and dread of Him. Before we said that these intellectual faculties, the powers of mind in our soul, are called mothers. But Baruch Hashem, the Torah doesn't use the terms mother number one, mother number two. We have masculine element, which is Chokhmah, which supplies something, the initial spark, the initial cell, to build the body of understanding of the concept within our mind, supplies to Bina, which is a feminine element. So they're called in the terms of Kabbalah of the M, father and mother. And
It's funny, my mother's name is Sabina. And my father, God rest his soul, used to call her Bina, for short.
that's interesting. Interesting. Okay. So they are called parents, father and mother, because they give birth to the emotions. Meaning they evoke, they bring forth the actions of the following 7 faculties, which being expressed through emotions. The main emotions here mentioned here: love and fear, awe and fear. Love is the main expression of this the sphere, the faculty, the power of chesed. Because remember, what's the main idea of chesed? The essential thing. It's not what we daily call chesed. Chesed is kindness, but when Kabbalistically speaking, when we refer to the name of the first power of emotions, the main idea is closeness. That's why it's expressed through giving. Because what is giving is the contact, the right contact, closeness. I want to share because I want to establish the connection. And the main emotion of this power is love, because the essential concept of love is being one, being together, and unwillingness to be separated. That's what love is, essentially. Any type of love, love to God, love to a spouse, love to your children. The love essentially is how to say, the longingness to be together,
The yearning.
yearning to be together.
So, sorry. So if chesed is closeness, then the gvura is distance, not
Yes.
restraint.
Yes,
Boundaries.
So
yes,
what's-
din, the judgment. That's why we said that bin is analysis. It's also making boundaries. And that's what awe and fear is.
So what's tiferet then?
Tiferet is a combination of that.
Right. What
As a synthesis. When you give, so the we remember what chesed, what gvura is, right? Now Tiferes, the third emotional power, so to speak, is the combination of chesed and gvura,
How does that
which is
manifest?
give, but this giving, this contact, this closeness should be measured. First, analyze who is your partner, what is the level of your partner, how close you simply speaking you should get, how much you should give, what substance he's ready to accept. That's what Tiferes, the combination. So when we're talking about the expressions of our divine soul, godly soul, then it's not just love, it's love of God. It's not just fear, it's awe and fear of God. But again, when we're talking about fear, it's not fear of punishment, like we said. The fear of punishment, when the Torah talks about our relationship, Tanya talks about our relationship with God, the fear of punishment is not even mentioned. That's for the some lectures trying to popularize Torah in Yiddishkeit through scaring people, telling them how severely you'll be punished if you don't follow the rules. But this is not healthy relationship if the only your main motivation is fear of punishment. Mm-hmm. No, fear might be a good motivation,
Like awe.
but like not fear of punishment, of pain and so on, but fear
Of letting them know.
of fear of losing connection, let's say, or as a result of understanding, feeling the distance between you, limited creature, and infinite God. That's what awe and fear is in this relationship. And we'll go back to this topic because this is very important in any type of relationship.
Fear of
Combination of love and awe, or usually on the level of human relationship, we call it respect. It's necessary, and guess which one is the primary emotional channel?
chachma.
Or love. Maybe we'll talk about it more in depth. But now let's
Word or love?
Or
love or love
Or love.
or fear or love. Even in the family relationship. So now we are illustrating the idea that Chochma and Bina are of the aim, father and mother, the parents of the emotional expressions of our soul. I think it's very illustrative, right?
Yeah.
But don't take it literally.
Where's the 11th one that has been in the 10th Sefirot?
Where's the 11th of 10 Sefirot?
This is the
You
seven
mean the
emotions.
No, there is.
Yeah, but it's
I
the
know
same
what she means.
structure.
Yeah, no, but it's showing
It's
the father, mother,
it's
the
beyond
seven emotions.
our how to say
Understand?
the level of the conversation now, because
What's the name of it?
Where
it's
is
too
that
supreme. No, it's the name of it is Keter. It's a level of will or desire. It's above Chochma and Bina, and it's too divine to be included into the number of sfirot on that level of conversation. No, I mean, low level of conversation, I'm not meaning that
But imagine
simple
you have
about the simplifications of our conversation. But when we talk about this level of functionality of sfirot, then Keter is out of the picture. It's part of absolute divinity. It's not. It's not the. Yes. Right. It's not the part. It's not the part of structure of sfirot. It's the source. It's source of this structure.
It's not within
but
the structure
if we look deeper, if we look deeper into this, into how this sfirot function, if we see some kind of infinity, divinity within each one of them, then Keter comes into the picture as the most supreme. But then guess what? Oh, actually, we mentioned it. We still have 10, because then dot disappears, because doesn't have that sublime level. It's rather the mode of cooperation of Chochmah and Bina, which we will talk about at the end of this.
Disappears?
Yes, if it's always 10 sfirot which we're talking about. So either it's Keter and other 9 without dot, or it starts with Chochmah and then the third is dot, but there's no Keter in the picture. Okay, so let's go back.
Your XP tree.
So how does it work? I just said that Chochmah and Bina are called father and mother because they give birth to the love and fear and the rest of the gang. Okay. Ki hasechel shebenefesh hamaskeles. No, 1 second. What is this? Oh yeah, that's right. Ki hasechel shebenefesh hamaskeles keshemizboinen umamik me'od begdulos Hashem ehu mimali kololmin v'sovev kololmin v'kol kamei ki lo choshev noda v'niseira midas hiras haraimenus b'moichi umachshavti liru mizboishesh migdulosi izborich she'ein lo soif v'tachlis upachad Hashem belibi. For when the intellect in the rational soul deeply contemplates and immerses itself exceedingly in the greatness of God. These are very, very important terms, and we will later on we will analyze how it works, how our mind works. Contemplates and contemplating and immersion. It is very functional terms. We will later on we will explain it more in depth. But for now, let's continue. Immerse itself exceedingly in the greatness of God, how He fills all the worlds and encompasses all the worlds, and in the presence of whom everything is considered as nothing, there will be born and aroused in his mind and thought the emotion of awe for divine majesty, to fear and be humble before His greatness. Blessed be He which is without end or limit, and to have the dread of God in his heart. Wow. So this sentence explains how our mind should work to give birth to the proper emotions. So when the person thinks about the greatness of Hashem, and in truth of the matter, there are different levels of contemplation mentioned here. All these words, contemplates and immerses itself exceedingly in the greatness of God, how He fills all the worlds and encompasses all the worlds, in the presence of whom everything is considered as nothing. This is not synonyms. These are levels of contemplation. Greatness of God, the first level, the basic level, so to speak.
The highest.
No, it goes from top to bottom because that's how we read. But actually, I thought, how should I show that actually we're going from from the basic level to the highest one.
Okay.
Thought maybe to put an arrow, but then the arrow still will be pointing down, so it won't help anyhow. But the order is opposite. The order of elevation, so to speak, is the opposite. The understanding, thinking about greatness of God is the basic level. It refers to something which we can observe in the world around us. Just look at the world. You know, there are some places in the world. Then you just look around and you say, "Wow, it's so beautiful. How great is the Creator?" Did you have such a moment? Right. Sometimes there are some place when it's openly revealed. But in truth of the matter, you don't have to go to Grand Canyon or to the seashore. That's a very good place to meditate and to feel the greatness, right? But in truth of the matter, it's everywhere. When you think how wonderful is the world created by God, how look at your body, how it functions, how it's tuned so precisely that little thing might, God forbid, harm it tremendously. How even the little part of it built as such a complicated system. Or even if you study about the world with the proper intention and proper intellectual honesty, so to speak, everything will reveal to you the greatness of the Creator.
Absolutely.
Not only the human body, which is something totally awesome, but even the small, the littlest creatures. I mean, the moving mechanism of virus. It's built like a motor of airplanes, so to speak. Even on that level, microscopic level, you can see revelation of greatness of the designer and the creator. This is one level. That's where his greatness is being openly revealed. But then you think you might go deeper. You can see, and by the way, that reflects the structure of our morning prayer, let's say. It consists of 4 parts, 4 stages. That's why it's compared to the ladder. You remember the famous story, Jacob's ladder? That he saw the ladder connecting earth and heaven, and according to the Kabbalah, it was 4 steps in this ladder, corresponding to 4 worlds. And we, in our prayer, we climb this ladder, going through the levels of these 4 worlds. First, the feeling, first is the admission that God is my master. That's what starting from the first words which we say when we wake up, Modani. Then we say Psukei de Zimra, right? Which are psalms, which glorify the Creator, the greatness of whom is being revealed through the creation, something which we can observe, we can see, we can relate to. Then we understand, we say that you are the vitality, you're my life, the life of everything which exists. So understand that everything is created according to His will and wisdom, and receives the vitality according to that to the function of that specific creature. And that refers to the divine energy, which is called, in the terms of Kabbalah, Memale Kol Almin, the filling all the worlds. That energy which is being transformed and reduced in the potential compressed, in order to be able to be observed by that creature, which is finite being. That divine light, that level of energy is being called memale kol olmin, filling the worlds. It's being compressed and transformed specifically for the need, for the levels of each and every creature which receives it. And it forms every creature. And each one receives it in the level and the intensivity and according to the specifications of that particular creature. That's why we're all different. We all receive a customized energy, so to speak, making us specifically how we're supposed to be.
Sorry.
And because of this type of energy, divine energy, I'm different from, let's say, chair that I'm sitting on. But there is higher level of divine energy, which is called Savev Kol Olmin, surrounding all the worlds. And let's try to abstract from distance from the literal geometrical meaning of this world, surrounding. Surrounding meaning it's opposite to filling in. It's distant from how to say, from
It creates border.
no. It's equally, it's more infinite than that limited energy which forms us, but it gives us ability to exist.
Wait, say that again, I'm sorry.
Gives us the ability to exist.
Sovev does.
Savev.
Right, that's what I mean by
It's
border.
It's higher than personal, individual features, differences, and on. Why it's called Savev, because it's equally concealed on all the levels of creation. If Mimale, the feeling light, the feeling energy, is more revealed in the heavenly worlds, in the spiritual worlds, and more condensed, concealed, and transformed in this physical world, the Savev, the surrounding light, is equally concealed, hidden on all the. But that's the source for existence of everything. I hope you can see differences between me and the chair I'm sitting on, right? Because that's formed by the feeling light. But I cannot, with all my pride and no matter how much I might think about myself, I cannot claim that I exist more than the chair that I'm sitting on, right? Because the ability to exist, the fact of existence, is given by that level of divine light, which is totally infinite. And again, these two levels of divine light correspond to different levels of his will, represented by which sphere? Your favorite sphere, which is not even on this picture, Keter. Keter is the level of will and desire. And in the desire and the will, there are deeper level and more superficial level. When you come to the kitchen and open the fridge to take the food, what do you want?
To fill your stomach.
To eat.
To find something to eat.
To satiate.
Everything is right, but the main idea is to eliminate the feeling of hunger, to eliminate this discomfort, and to have pleasure of satisfaction. In what I said, did I mention the word food?
No.
No. It's already like second level of my desire, like through, so to speak, realization. I don't want it to sound too intellectual because it's above intellect, but it's realization that the food could give me the desired result, right? And among the food could be the food which I like more, which is more suitable for my needs and so on.
For the animal soul.
No, forget about these terms. I'm just trying to explain how the desire works. There is the essential level of desire, or just me who wants to feel pleasure and not to feel any discomfort. Then me who wants the food, because on that level, the food is the tool to achieve the higher purpose, the higher result.
Secondary desire.
So you see, the details and specifications are formed already on the superficial, on the outer level of my desire. But in essence, there's no difference between sushi, chicken breast, salad, and whatever. It doesn't exist there yet. It's only me who wants to be happy.
Right.
So that's Savev.
That was a great example.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
You see, when you open the fridge and you see this food on the shelves, there is no indication of such a sublime concepts of pleasure, essential pleasure, and so on. It's just the food which fills the stomach. And that's our world, which exists because he wants to have pleasure. But it's not being revealed on that level of perception, so to speak. It's hidden. And it's not being revealed on the higher level, in the spiritual world. We all exist in the same measure, because you cannot exist more or less. It's 1 or 0, yes or not, true, false, exist or not.
It's humbling.
You see how we're getting higher, higher, and higher, and there is even higher level which we still can not understand. We cannot understand. And what I was explaining was some kind of extrapolation, so to speak. But the essence of what we were discussing is much higher than what I can express, and what I can grasp with.
Like what we said at the beginning with Chokhmah.
Right. But there is a level on which nothing is relevant. There's only him, nothing at all. So when you think about all these things, starting from the greatness which is revealed right next to you, in your body, which you can see in the mirror, and think, wow, how great is the designer who constructed me in such a way. Or you see the nature around you, and you say, wow, Baruch Hashem. And then you think, you understand that I'm being sustained every moment by the energy transformed and sent forth by him. Or you think about even more infinite levels of godliness that if you do it seriously, it brings the result. The feel of awe in your heart. That's why we start with the fear. Even though in the hierarchy of Sfirot, when we make pictures, we draw Chesed, which corresponds to love, first. But here in this conversation, we mentioned fear first, because it doesn't matter. Even though fear and Gvura comes after Chesed, but it's rooted much deeper. It has greater potential, but which makes Gvura more dangerous. We need to know how to deal with it. We'll get to this topic also, because dealing with Gvura, you're dealing with very high energies, which requires a lot of care, because you might harm either yourself or even more so other people. So it's rooted very high. That's why the immediate result of it, like mentioned here, when you think about greatness, even higher greatness, what understanding of what it creates immediately. The term which we used before, finite, minuscule, very little me, and not just great, infinite God. And what's in between? What's in between? Infinite distance. I was looking for that word, distance. And distance is what? It's connected with which sphere? Gvura. That's why the immediate result is awe and fear.
Sorry, just to clarify.
Yes.
You mentioned that the Gvura is split into 4 worlds.
Yeah. The initial stage is called Hoda'a, starting with Modani. Hoda'a is admitting or praise. Yes, you're right. It's connected. I admit that God is the source of my existence. I don't understand it yet. I don't feel it yet. It's just statement on my behalf. And I think it's the same.
Same story?
No, there is a difference between.
Not with Ayin. No. It's not
with Aleph.
with Aleph. Yes, with Aleph.
With Aleph.
Yes.
It's things. Right? It's gratitude.
It's gratitude or admission. It's a statement. Modani. I thank you. Yeah, express my gratitude. I cannot say that I understand anything. At the moment when I wake up, I think about something else.
Coffee.
That's the second step. I'm too physical at that moment, but I force myself
To be spiritual,
to not yet to admit that there is a source of my existence, and thank you for giving me another day of life.
First thing.
Before I'll take care of my immediate needs, I have to thank him, even though it's kind of how to say, I forgot the word, not abuse, but when you force yourself, it's
Just regurgitate.
it's forcefully, but I make this. I'm sorry, losing the simple words. And that's what.
Force
what?
of habit.
You put the effort in.
Okay, yeah.
Discipline.
Next step. So it's from Modani till Hodul Hashem. That's when we start the communal prayer. And in Nusach Arizal, that's the first stage. Then after Hodu you say Baruch Shamar, because Baruch Shamar is the blessing for the second step of the prayer, which is Psukei de Zimra, because it's already next step. Hodu belongs to the first part, and Baruch Shamar opens the second one,
Oh, okay.
Kabbalistically speaking.
Hodu is continuing Modeh.
Yes, it starts with Modeh, ends with Hodu.
Right, that's only by us though. Ashkenazim have it bad.
Exactly. So that's when, because Nusach Harizal is made according to Kabbalah. The second step is emotions, a feeling. We observe the greatness of God revealed in the world around us. That's what Psalms are talking about, and that's hargasha, feelings. I'm feeling through this greatness. Then
Is it also praise?
Ishtabach.
Is it also
then
praise?
from the blessings before Shema till the blessings after Shema is Havana. Next step to the understanding. I'm explaining myself that the God is the livelihood of everything, all the creatures, not only those which are next to me, or those which I can see when I raise pick up my eyes, stars and planets, but there are heavenly creatures which are not physical, angels and so on, and He created all of this the continuations of blessings before Shema. Remember what's talking about Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh. That's what angels say, and then the culmination of this third part is Shema. Just say the God is God is one, meaning everything is Him. That's what I need to. I need to penetrate my mind with this concept. Everything is Him. The God is one doesn't mean that we have only one God on display. Unlike other people, they have the whole supermarket of duties. We have only one God. No, God is one means there is only Him. He is everything, and everything which is around us is Him. That's the meaning of Shema. And then the fourth level is absolute connection with Him in Shemona Esrei. Level of absolute, total divinity, immersion.
That's
immersion.
what I thought you were talking about when you said the four Alamot. I thought you were talking about
When I said what?
the four worlds. I thought
That's the four worlds. Yes.
yes, you were talking about Hodah, and I thought.
So Hodah refers to the word Asiya.
That's okay.
The Hargasha refers to Yitzirah. The third level of Shema and blessing is Bria, and Shemona Esrei is Atzilut.
Okay, so that brings me to my question finally.
That means at the end of the class already.
Is it? So the greatness of God, that would be the Asiya, not Atzilut, right? Atzilut would be everything is considered as nothing, right? Because in Atzilut, everything is Hashem, so therefore everything is nothing, because all
four worlds refer to the level of the feeling light. Because that's we're talking about, that's why we can talk about worlds. What are worlds? Is levels of concealment, levels of transformation. Absolute, the initial revelation, it's already a stage, it's already a step, and so on. So the greatness is revealed on the level of world Asiya in our physical world. That's what I can observe, to try to see and analyze and honestly admit. Then I'm looking up higher than Asiya, than our world. I can think about the whole structure of all the worlds, how and to see greatness in this. But that refers to Memale, the feeling light. There is higher level which is not even part of the system of so-called four worlds. It's the source of all of them.
So the four worlds ends at number 2. Fills all worlds.
Yeah. And the source of the feeling light is the outer level of Keter, and the surrounding light is the inner level of Keter. And there is a totally infinite level of total infinity when we say that nothing is relevant for Him.
Right. That's so because you were saying to conceptualize when you look at the four things behind you on the screen, that you could conceptualize each one equivalent to a certain of the four worlds.
In truth of the matter, there are in Kabbalah there is kind of relativity of certain concepts. There is a level of conversation when we can say that this level corresponds to this world and so on. But then we're talking about the worlds not as a structure, but rather as certain concepts and ideas. But I don't want to go to that complicity.
Your brain will become mush.
Okay, so let's. So what we just said. So through the contemplation,
she's not my mom.
Our mind can bring forth the fear of God and the love of God. But okay, let's talk about love next time then.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's beautiful.
Any questions regarding?